I'm gonna fucking kill you.
The third time. Bitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Bitch, I'm gonna
Stop
kill you. I'm
following me.
Stabby stabs.
Oh,
I'm gonna stab you.
Give me back my penis.
Get him.
this is so not Cash Money.
Yo, bitch, I'm gonna slit your preteen throat with this knife if you don't stop
That's
telling
number 3.
me.
We saw 1. We never saw 2 that I don't
We
think-
did.
Oh,
Children.
I forgot we were talking about something.
that's fine.
But yeah, demonology is really interesting.
If we may go back 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Things.
No, yeah, certainly is. You have a favorite demon?
My dick.
Mara. Mara's just it's a
They wouldn't
dick.
be.
It's a giant dick. It's a demon that's a dick.
I was gonna
Sounds
say,
like
mine's
about right.
like a tiny little gremlin,
Yeah.
Hold on.
almost invisible to the naked eye.
I can do this.
Hey, I'm a grower.
You
not a
just
shower.
randomly, like, in no connection to anything else, just talking about the size of your dick.
No, I said my dick is a demon.
I know. That was if you're telling me that segue was enough to hold that together. Oh, I've seen that thing.
Yeah.
That's from a video game,
It's
isn't it?
literally a dick demon.
Yeah.
But like, actually it is too. It just represents
Pissy,
that.
I
Nice,
think what would
nice.
help,
Alright, what
help
is
with
this?
you with segues is
Oh,
if you did a
fuck
little
you.
stretching before we started recording. So
Little
when you,
vocal
so you can-
stretching. You're like,
when you can- so you can reach. Because I'm reaching for shit.
I know.
I'm reaching
You do
for
it a
shit.
lot.
And you're just like, bro, why you reaching for that stuff, man? That was a hard reach. If I tried to do that, I'd pull
Oh,
my
I
dick
see.
out, man. I mean, my
you-
back out.
You can just keep it casual. You don't have
I'd
to
throw
reach
my
as far as
dick
you
out.
seem to think you need to.
So can I tell my other story then?
Wah!
Putty please with a cum drop on top.
Much like where the fox would hide.
I said, Wah!
So that same girl.
I hope she watches this and presses charges for everything you're about to say.
Yeah, cunt. What's that fucking?
It's not illegal to stomp on somebody's roof.
It's absolutely illegal
Why?
to go on someone's roof and stomp it.
List the law.
I will list several. You
Okay.
have going on private
Print it out.
property.
Hey.
You've got
Wait, hold on, hold on.
a disturbance in the wee hours at night.
That's
Yo,
not against the law.
motherfucker, I'll get
There-
a fucking fine for trespass, and then they motherfucking let me
There's
off.
no law that says exactly what you just said.
They can easily construe that as assault.
I would
Nope.
get a fine.
Easily!
I would get a-
Assault
Nope.
just means you
Nope.
think your well-being is in danger. If there's a man stomping at my roof, I am going to rightfully assume he
Nope.
might mean me danger.
Actually, that is not what
true.
assault is.
Bullshit!
That is not what assault
Well,
is.
you tell me what it is, because we had the same criminal justice teacher, and that's what he told us.
Assault is when you verbally say you're going to attack someone.
No, it's when you threaten somebody in some form. It doesn't have to be verbal.
Mr. Voice,
Assault can be verbal, in
It
fact.
can be verbal. It doesn't have to be verbal.
No, it's
Stomping
not
on
a
someone's
requirement.
fucking roof is an assault. Anyway, continue with the story.
It's like, stop fighting.
So earlier in that same summer, and by the way, just to preface, in high school, if your friend has like a bad breakup with a girl and that girl is being like a bitch even after the fact,
You end her.
you and all of your friends hate her. And when you have nothing to do on a Saturday night and she lives right up the road from you and you're walking around all the time,
You
at
can
night-
see why he had no choice.
Yeah, I had literally
No choice.
I had literally no choice but to pack a reel of fishing line in my backpack when I was coming over.
I know
night.
this story, actually.
So
Now that you say that, I know exactly what this
so
is.
her house was like right across from an empty lot. And what I did was, for whatever reason, she was sleeping on the couch in the living room right by the front window this night. So me and well, he hid in the bush in the empty lot across the street. What I did was I walked up to her door. I tied the fishing line around the button to the front door, like the storm door. You know, like the metal door, not like the one with the doorknob.
Right.
Most
Screen
houses
door.
have the screen door, whatever.
Right.
Depending on where you live, yeah, that's what we have. So I tied it around the button, so the button was squeezed in, and then I went all the way across the street into the bushes. So what I would do is we would lay there, we were like laying in the bush on our stomachs,
I told you.
and I would pull, and you would see the screen door flap open, and then when you let go, it would slam shut.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So like it just sounds like the door slammed. So we did that several times, and then you saw her like move the curtains, like look through the blinds or whatever in the window.
Right.
And then at one point she like opens the door and comes outside and kind of like she's standing on the front porch and she's looking around. Which, by the way, when you're doing something like this in person, you're like, you have to literally hold your mouth over your fucking, or your hand over your mouth because you're trying not to bust out laughing.
Yeah.
It's so
Right.
fucking funny.
Yeah, you gotta
Understandable.
keep that in. We
So-
didn't win, but we had fun.
That's all that matters.
What's new?
1993, by the way.
So we were doing this while me and we just got into like a really down to
Oh, I
earth-
have that shirt at home.
Wait, really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Does look like a shirt, though.
So me
It's
and
like wolf shirts. You can buy at fucking Spencer's.
oh yeah. All right. Anyways, so me and got into like a really down to earth conversation, which is just even funnier to think about the fact that like I'm actively terrorizing this girl. So I'm just still pulling the door open and letting it slam shut. And at one point, Aaron calls me on my phone, and he was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You guys like walking around, riding bikes or whatever?"
Terrorizing random people.
And I was like, "Actually, yeah, we're out right now." And I explained to him like how to get to where we are because he also lives right down the road. So about 10 minutes later, he walks up behind us, lays down and crawls up next to us in the bush, and he's like, "Hey, so what are we doing?"
He's absolutely, if you had said it was anyone else, I wouldn't really even believe it, but it's absolutely something he would do.
So he crawls up and he just nonchalantly goes, "So what are you guys doing?" And I explained it to him and I just showed him the fishing line. I was like, "So watch this." And he was like, "Oh, dude, that's hilarious. How long have you guys been doing this?" And I was like, "Probably like 45 minutes to an hour or something." He was like, "Huh, cool. Can I try?" So then he starts doing it. And then we're all just talking, having like just really down to earth conversation, just really chill.
Yeah. It's like
then-
nothing's going on.
And at one point, her dad opens the door, just peeks left and right, like down the road, like looking in the yard,
No.
and slams the door shut so hard that it snapped the line. I don't think he realized like that there was fishing line.
If he
attached to it.
did, this is the man who jumped into a truck and tried to find you. I guarantee you, he would have followed the fucking line.
Oh yeah. So we waited like 10 minutes, and then I went back up there and tied a new line to it, and then we proceeded to keep doing it again. And I think we did that for probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours or so. I mean, when you're in high school and it's the weekend and you live in a town that's 90% cornfields, that's just the shenanigans you get into.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, my childhood kind of just wasn't so great. I'm not going to go into it and get all sappy. Like, it wasn't. But one of the things I enjoyed the most, sincerely, was just like running around at night in the neighborhood with a bunch of other kids and just doing shit. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what we were doing. It was like
The fun was you with your friends doing shit.
we're just gonna go here and then just stand around and just like lay in the grass and just do other shit.
That was that old high
You know what I
school. That was what you did in high school. You just did shit.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry about that.
That's kind of all you needed.
Yeah, and like I loved those days.
So I always heard people say, because like in school, like just talking to random people and stuff, I would always hear people say like, why the fuck would you be like riding your bike around at night? Like, well, that's kind of fucking weird. And I'm just like,
Not really.
no, it's not.
It's something to do with people.
When you're in high school, what do you do on the weekends? You stay up until like fucking 5 or 6 in the morning.
Let's find out.
What are you doing until
That's
then?
information, boy.
Probably playing video games or drinking or partying or something. That's just what high schoolers do.
We have to wait 2 minutes.
Or watching movies or whatever the fuck those pieces of shit do. For us, we would play video games until like midnight, 1 a.m. or so, and then we would ride bikes. And the police in that town actually really liked us because it was a very just quiet town, just in the middle of farm fields. They actually gave us their card, and they were like, "Yeah, if you guys see any suspicious stuff going on, like give us a call. Like we need good people like you." And then I stomped across some fucking chick's house. But to
You had them all fooled, Eric.
But to be fair, like I never did shit that was like legitimately destructive or
Yeah, me
something.
neither.
Like I would never do anything to legitimately hurt someone or steal stuff like that.
Just
like,
terrorize them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just terrorize.
A little bit of horror.
In my mentality, which I no longer agree with, obviously, at this point in my life. But my mentality at the time was
Fuck the police.
she's really stupid, she's annoying, and she's a bitch. So her whole family deserves to suffer. That was my mentality, and I mean, that's just the mentality of a fucking 16 or a 17-year-old. I'm sorry it happened. I don't agree with it anymore, but it is what it is.
He's
Yeah.
grown.
I think it's a super funny story.
No, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we would ride bikes all night, like every single fucking weekend. We would just ride bikes. Occasionally would stop at like the gas station and like they were like getting rid of the donuts for the night, and they would just give us a giant ass bag of donuts, and then we'd
nice.
fucking snack our dicks off with donuts while we fucking rode bikes around the town. And went vroom, vroom,
Stop
vroom.
it! I want
what you gotta
donuts
do.
now.
These early days, man. I was never part of your midnight bike rides because I don't have a bike.
Yo, we don't have a bike. It ain't fucking right.
I would
So he
always
joined
go-
the Third Reich.
Wow.
I would always go long periods of having a bike and then not having a bike for some reason. I had one, like, right when I moved, and then, like, it broke, like, a couple years later, and then I didn't have one for, like, 2 or 3 years. And the entire time, I'm like, why don't I have a bike? It's like, I want a bike again. But I had, like, a skateboard at that point and, like, rollerblades and shit, so...
I have had the same bike since I was like 15, I think. It's actually on the back porch or in the garage or something right now.
It's the same one?
Yeah, it's the same bike.
God damn, built that shit to last.
Yeah, I mean, I saved up a lot of birthday and Christmas money for that shit.
What the fuck?
That's the kind of thing Eric would edit into a video.
Yeah,
It just
right.
happened.
Now I'm just gonna have to edit it out.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm gonna keyframe that poop out.
Close to the zoo now.
Remember in the early 2000s when X Games made their series of bikes? And there were 3 different colors?
X-Men?
No, X Games.
Oh, I don't
There
think
was
I
like,
remember that.
there was a red one
You have the ticket
that had
type.
pegs on the back and the front.
So it was like your Republican option.
There was a blue one that only had pegs on the
Democrats?
back, and then there was a yellow one that didn't have pegs,
Okay,
but it had,
independent.
but they had the gyros on the front.
Euros. Okay. Multicultural.
So you can spin it all the way around. You guys don't remember that?
Nope.
Oh,
I remember the people in my neighborhood had so many people had them. There were like cliques formed around which one you had. I swear to God, dude.
Read the first line.
Wow.
what was it?
I haven't got any titties yet.
Divergent.
Sorry, I looked up and just saw titties on the screen. I went, what?
Well, make the
So there was cliques. So there was like the ones that were specifically red. They were like, they lived on the far right side of the town. And then there were the people with the blue bikes who were like the far left side of the town. And like they did not like each other. And then there was like the independent that were like kind of like in the middle of the town. They didn't know which way to go.
But there wasn't very many of them.
Yeah,
Like it
but
was so
they-
small it didn't matter.
They kind of agreed with some people on like the far right and some on the far left.
But everyone was really just fucking annoying and obnoxious about the color of their stupid goddamn bike.
Yeah, when really you should just fucking you gotta think rationally and just.
Nope. Color of bikes is at stake
I
here.
mean, every single bike matters, and I think every single bike should listen to like the look at the ideas and the functions of other bikes.
Of the entire biking community, not just the individual bike.
Yes, we're making political jokes.
No, we're not. We're talking about bikes.
If any of you fucking at home don't get it.
That's what I always find interesting. They always use owls as a symbol of wisdom and intelligence, and they're like some of the dumbest birds in the world.
Are they?
Yeah, owls are notoriously stupid. They just, for some reason, have this reputation for like the wise old animal.
You know, you can look in like an owl's ear.
I've
and see
seen
the
it.
back of their eyeball.
It's a bit fucky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking disturbing looking. Have you seen that, Alex?
What's that?
Have you seen the? You can look inside of an owl's head and see in the back of the eyeball.
Oh no.
Their ears are just gaping holes when you move the feathers away, so you can see the back of their face.
Here, let me. I'll blow up.
It's pretty extreme.
You know, I'm feeling really annoyed. Like a lot.
Oh no.
What's happening to me?
I smell hormones waking up inside
Oh,
What?
that's
Comos?
hormones.
Ah, okay. What's that?
almost.
Your body's preparing to create life inside.
Is he
you.
telling this
You get a lot
8-year-old
of
she's on her
feelings
period?
That are completely normal.
I
Ah, okay.
guess
And
so,
you'll
but
bleed
she's only
for 3
8.
to 5 days from your vagina.
Jesus.
Forever.
You will also suffer each month for many
Oh my God.
We're just
Wow.
Are you for real?
that took a turn.
I think I need some emergency glitter.
Great, throw the glitter. She's gonna need it.
Ah,
Sorry,
so
that's the
much better.
horrors of growing up, especially growing up as a woman, and so you have to look forward to.
Glitter out, bitch.